The journey of awakening is a deeply personal experience that leads us from focusing on our ego to realizing our true interconnected selves. While each person's path is unique, many wisdom traditions outline a series of stages we go through as we grow in consciousness. Understanding these stages can give us valuable insights into our current state and help us move forward effectively. In this video, we'll explore the 5 main phases of awakening. We'll draw from various mystical sources and teachings to bring these concepts to life. You'll learn what each stage looks like, practical steps you can take to progress, and the profound realizations that await you. Although the journey can be mysterious, having a clear map of the overall process will help you navigate it with confidence. Facing the challenges of each stage with courage and care opens the door to deep personal freedom. This is where the true potential of being human begins to blossom. The ongoing journey of awakening is already within you, and it starts with the first phase. In this initial phase, we are completely caught up in our ego and the material world. We often believe that happiness comes from acquiring possessions, experiences, status, and validation from others. Our days are spent chasing after desires instead of connecting with a higher purpose. This exhausting pursuit is driven by our ego's need for control and significance. We often overlook the vast, sacred presence that exists beneath the chaos of our daily lives. The ego tends to project past experiences onto an imagined future, leading to a constant sense of dissatisfaction. By resisting situations we cannot change, we create inner conflict and fragmentation. Lost in our own stories and judgments, we miss the bright and beautiful reality of the present moment. Our natural state of joy and peace is hidden from us. At first, we find ourselves trapped in a collective illusion about our identity, shaped by societal and cultural influences. This limited view of ourselves feels small compared to the deeper, unknown aspects of our being. To maintain this narrow self-image, the ego constantly judges, strategizes, criticizes, and tries to control everything around us. In our attempts to avoid discomfort, we often micromanage our lives, which only leads to more suffering. The ego employs various coping mechanisms to maintain its grip, such as people-pleasing, addictions, business, and perfectionism. We give away our power over our happiness and spiritual freedom, leaving our true authority dormant within us. At this stage, our minds are often dominated by repetitive thoughts and self-focused worries. We struggle to be fully present because our autobiographical self takes up most of our mental energy. However, practices like mindfulness meditation can help reduce this mental chatter, allowing us to function more consciously. To move beyond this stage, we need to challenge the limiting stories and definitions that the ego imposes on us. Disidentifying from obsessive thoughts and emotions is crucial for waking up from this mental fog. Spending time in nature and practicing mindfulness can also help disrupt the ego's conditioning. Creating space for our true nature to emerge can happen in simple, everyday moments. Embracing philosophies of nonviolence, impermanence, and interconnectedness can soften the rigidness of the ego. As our hearts begin to open, we start to actively seek the truth. If you find yourself feeling stuck in this phase, consider liking this video and subscribing to our channel. It can help you move toward higher stages of awakening, and it supports us as well. Now let's move on to the second stage. In this phase, we begin to sense that something essential is missing from our materialistic lives. A deep longing arises to discover and live out our unique higher purpose. We start to realize that worldly pursuits like money, romance, and fame cannot truly satisfy our soul's desires. This important shift prompts us to question the validity of the ego's values, which are often shaped by society. As we explore spirituality, we may find ourselves feeling uncertain about our previous material goals. We might experiment with different techniques and practices, but if they don't lead to real transformation, we can end up feeling frustrated. Using spirituality to boost our ego only masks the deeper issues we need to address. Progress requires us to be brutally honest with ourselves and to approach our journey with humility. The journey of seeking signifies a move towards greater consciousness, yet spiritual ambition can sometimes distract us from being present. It's easy to get lost in idealizing gurus or collecting mystical experiences and beliefs. While acquired knowledge is useful, it's not the same as direct experience, which is what truly transforms us. It's important to choose a proven tradition that emphasizes direct realization of the truth, like mindfulness or Zen. Avoid groups that encourage fanaticism or demand you relinquish common sense. While community can nurture us, the inner work is something we must do ourselves. No one can fast-track your development. Neurologically, our brains activate the salience network, filtering for meaningful information. This helps us realize that reality is richer than we could ever imagine. But old thought patterns still dominate. We need to cultivate higher human potentials like wisdom, compassion, and openness while breaking down prejudice. Retreating into silence through meditation creates space for inner wisdom to unfold naturally. As false identities dissolve, we bravely confront our true selves, preparing for awakening. Signs of awakening can come spontaneously or through spiritual practice, flooding us with luminosity, bliss, and a sense of coming home. However, these experiences quickly fade as we struggle to regain access. Sustained practice reveals life as a miraculous, light-filled dream. In these moments, the illusion of separation disappears, and we experience everything as one energy. This realization escapes intellectual grasp, but our deepest intuition affirms its truth. When stabilized, this understanding of boundless bliss dispels loneliness, and we no longer need identity or fulfillment. We relax into being, seeing existence as a playful mirage within, yet not confined by. We perceive reality as consciousness dancing in myriad forms, adjusting from a sense of separation to oneness. This shift is profoundly destabilizing psychologically as we relearn non-attached functioning. Initially, awakening shows synchronized EEG patterns across brain regions. The previously dominant default mode quiets as present moment sensory processing is enhanced. Studies show meditators generate prominent gamma waves, indicating expanded perception, cognition, and compassion. Fleeting glimpses are insufficient. We must cultivate humility, devotion, and determination for final liberation. Integrating non-dual realization into daily living requires ruthless honesty. We vigilantly confront every lingering ego shadow until our vision clears. No part of ourselves can be excluded. If you've decided to confront your ego shadow, comment below on why it's important to you. Entering the fourth stage signals the beginning of the final push toward full enlightenment. Our eternal nature is always free, yet clarity comes and goes. We ride waves of ego dissolution, and then periodically re-identify with our small self, feeling tossed between divinity and delusion. This confusing cycle results from lingering ignorance. Spiritual openings are eventually met with equally profound descents. During clarity, we access enhanced creativity, vision, and passion for service. These capabilities then dim as the ego reasserts itself through fear, desire, and judgment. This teaching of detachment is precious. Things come and go, but our essence remains untouched. By mindfully grieving life's losses rather than resisting its ebb and flow, we strengthen our readiness for the ego's demise, quickening liberation. However, carelessness now could forfeit all previous gains, as clarity succumbs again to ancient reflexive patterns. Sustained intensive practice is essential. Anything less guarantees inadequate results. The brain mirrors this cycling between ego and ownness. Meditation induces temporary, highly synchronized awareness, but then default mode chatter creeps back in. Through dedicated training, we can increasingly disempower the neural circuitry of greed, negativity, and obsession. The radiance of unified consciousness emerges to navigate these profound swings. We must embrace each phase fully, yet lightly. In peak experiences, we maintain humility, discipline, and gratitude. In confused moments, we renew compassion for the shared, fallible human condition by wholeheartedly meeting the purity of now. Victory draws near. We come now to the final stage where all sense of division collapses. The ego shadow fully integrates into our unified wholeness. We abide as pure non-dual awareness, our invulnerable essence preceding thought and circumstance. No separation exists between spirit and matter, sacred and mundane. Existence becomes a living reality rather than a mere concept. As the egoic identity falls away, we embody the Taoist principle of knowing ourselves rather than knowing others. We are the space in which experience happens. Accepting what is replaces the need to manipulate each situation. Habits of judgment, control, and selfishness dissolve entirely. Permanent enlightenment shows highly synchronized EEG activity, with dreamlike theta waves and awakened awareness predominating whether we're actively engaged or at rest. Long-term meditators exhibit uniquely integrated gamma and theta patterns, optimizing higher cognition alongside inner stillness. If you've been meditating for a long time but still haven't reached this stage, subscribe to us so we can help guide you. While full awakening might seem like a complete transcendence of this world, it actually allows us to retain our precious human capacities for creativity, passion, and humor without clinging to them. Our natural state is one of joy, gratitude, and service. Every breath becomes a blessing, an opportunity to share compassion and wisdom. The process of awakening guides us back to the unborn and undying nature within all beings. While the path brings waves of clarity and confusion, sincere efforts are supported by grace. There are no failures, only more opportunities to meet each moment with loving presence. Mastery of this journey requires total commitment to each stage as it unfolds. We welcome all experiences with equanimity, fueling our longing for freedom. By letting go of all that separates us, we uncover the indestructible truth of our connection to all life. Awakening is the pinnacle of human potential. May we realize it and assist others in doing so with wisdom, courage, and compassion. The sacred light of consciousness is within you, now and always. The stages of awakening outline a profound transformation from a limited ego identity to realizing our boundless nature. While the journey is unique for each soul, comprehending the overall terrain provides valuable perspective and direction. We must meet each phase on its terms, neither grasping at peak experiences nor rejecting difficult passages. By embracing everything with equanimity, we create space for awakening to unfold in its own time. Patience, perseverance, and sincerity are key. There is no substitute for putting in the work, whether through meditation, self-inquiry, or other practices. Supportive communities help us grow as we bravely explore both the light and shadows within ourselves. Over time, our rigid beliefs soften into liberating wisdom. We uncover the freedom, love, and inner peace that are our birthrights. When we're ready, we share our gifts to aid the collective awakening of humanity. Every interaction becomes a chance to show compassion and bring light to others. We assist others in breaking free from the illusion of separation. Ultimately, spiritual awakening is not about chasing special experiences or states of being. It's about settling into the peace of who we already are, and open awareness that remains unchanged. We simply rest in our natural state. The invitation is to walk your unique path with mindfulness and courage. There are no wrong turns, only the continuous opening and deepening of your mind. Wherever you are now is the perfect place to start anew. Let's journey lightly together into the mysteries of life.